Hello there again, Sue here from Sue's Dog Rob My Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a very Welsh meal, well not meal, they're just like a snack, and they're called Pikelets, I think. They're P-I-K-E-L-E-T-S or Pikelets. I'm not sure how you pronounce them. Sorry to the Welsh people, sorry Sandra if I didn't pronounce them correctly. Anyway, they're a bit like a crumpet apparently, so I'm going to try my hand at making those today. So let's just see how we get on, shall we? So first of all, we need 100. Oh right, so we've now got onto the grams, so that's cool. My scales keep changing from ounces to grams, and now I've got it back on the grams. So anyway, I'm doing the recipe from, I've got loads of recipe books upstairs, Welsh books, and I've chosen this one today, Welsh Country Cookery. Okay, so we're doing it from this little, and it's got very well laid out little recipes, and I've decided to do this one today. So it looks very simple. I have all the ingredients in front of me, which are, so you need 450 grams of strong white bread flour. So I have that here, and then you need a pint or 575 mils of liquid, half milk, half water, which we have in here, okay, which is a pint, okay, and then you need, and you have to mix it together. Then you need 1 teaspoon of dried yeast, which we will put in when we come across it, and then you need 1 dessert spoon of sea salt crystals, so I have those in here, and then 1 teaspoon of sugar, so there's that in there, and 2 tablespoons of oil, which I have there, okay? So it says the English name is probably a corruption of the Welsh pitchy bread, was another name for them. They resembled a thicker English crumpet in their mixture, but are not cooked in rings. The Welsh love holy breads, for they hold so much lovely golden butter. Yum, yum, yum. Warm the flour, add salt, warm the oil, milk, water, sugar to blood heat. Use a little to cream the yeast. Add to the flour to make a yeasty batter. Beat well until smooth. Cover the bowl, leave to rise at room temperature for 1.5 to 2 hours until wear up the bowl and covered with bubbles. Beat down with a spoon, cover again in the warm plates to recover 30 minutes. Cook pikelets one at a time, about 6 inches across on a lightly greased, moderately hot griddle. The holes appear very quickly. Cook both sides to a pale golden brown. Okay, so we're going to attempt to do these today. I'm going to move this, move this out a little bit, because I've noticed if I don't, I seem to chop off my head, okay, in the videos. When they actually go to YouTube, my head is chopped off, okay? So I want to try and keep all the ingredients in front of me so you can see it, and also my head, okay? So here we go. So we're going to put 1 pound or 450 grams of flour into this bowl. It's very warm in my kitchen, and this is literally just being washed in my dishwasher, so that's also very warm. It's obviously, everything's got to be warm for this recipe, so it's just as well my kitchen's really warm. So we need to go back to 0 on that, otherwise it will be ridiculous. So we're going to use 450 grams of strong white bread flour. You could use wholemeal, I suppose. Right, so 450 grams. Just keep going. Right, that's a bit over. Take some out. So that's a bit there. There we are, 450 grams of strong white bread flour. Okay, the rest of it I've weighed up already, apart from 1 teaspoon of yeast. That's not very complicated. And I'll put that over there. So there we are. So what we're going to do is warm the flour, the salt and the sugar to blood heat. Right, so we'll just stick them all in together. Warm the flour, the salt and the sugar. Use a little to cream the yeast. Alright, so once this mixture's made, we'll take a little bit out to cream the yeast. So we'll just put this in the microwave to warm it up. It won't take long, about 30 seconds, or 20 seconds actually. So we're just warming that up in the microwave for about 20 seconds. So it's all blood heat. Use a little to cream the yeast. Right, so we're going to have 1 teaspoon of yeast. So I'll put that in this little pot here. So we're going to use a little of this to cream the yeast with. Obviously, flour and salt. And warm the oil. Right, it's the oil and the milk that we need to warm for the yeast. Okay. Oh, that's nice and warm. So that's the salt mixed with there. And now we'll just take a little bit of the. So we're going to use a little bit of this, and we're going to put in the oil. So it's 2 tablespoons of oil. So I've already got my coconut oil, and we'll mix that in with the milk and water mixture, and we'll warm that up as well to blood heat. So 20 seconds in this microwave should do it. There we go. I've not made this before, so this is a brand new recipe for me. Every time I get the little cookbook out means I've never made it before, okay? I just want to make different things, and I like crumpets, and if this is anything like crumpets, then it'll be really nice. Add to the flour. Use a little to cream the yeast. Add to the flour to make a yeasty batter. Right, so we need to warm that a little bit more, it's not quite right. We want it warmed because it needs to, you know, the yeast has to work. We'll make a hole in the middle because we're going to pour the mixture in there. Right, that seems better to me. So we'll just tip a tiny bit of this into this yeast. Okay, into this little pot of yeast. Make it into a sort of paste, and then we're going to be adding this to this. So it smells very yeasty. Okay, so a tiny bit more so we can actually get it out of the pot. Okay, so that's that bit done. So that's like a paste, okay? A yeast paste. And then we'll put this in here. Tip it all in. And then tip in this. Not wasting any, because obviously we need this to make it rise. Make sure you get it all out. And then what we're going to do, just mix it with this spoon for a second, and then we're going to use our mixer to beat it. And then we're going to leave it on the cooker for the 1.5 hours. Wow. So I'll have to come back to this video because obviously this is quite a long process, okay? So I'm just putting that in there like that, and I'm going to beat it with the mixer. Okay, so everything's nice and sort of body heated temperature, nice and warm. Nothing's cold. This kitchen's nice and warm, so it should be nice for this recipe today. Okay, let's just move that. It's stuck. Okay, so we're just going to beat this. Much easier to use a mix-up. And then we're going to let it set. And we'll come back. I'll let you see what it looks like once I've beaten it up. I've never made these before, so this is interesting. Right. That seems to be well mixed together now. Sorry about all the noise. So, here we have it. So we beat up all our ingredients into this bowl. So we're now going to let it rise for ages. So I'm just going to keep it in this lovely warm kitchen I have right now. And I'll put it over here. Onto my top of my cooker, because my oven is on. I always seem to have my oven on, because I like it nice and warm in my kitchen when I'm cooking. So I don't like to be cold. And with this actual recipe, everything has to be warm, so you definitely don't want it cold in your kitchen. So warm up your kitchen with the oven. It's beautiful. Anyway, so this is the first part of the pikelets or pikelets. I'm not sure. I have to ask Sandra, my friend, how you pronounce it, because I'm not sure. Obviously, it's called Barra something or other. Okay, I will have to ask her. So what we do now is we just leave these. So you warm the flour, add the salt, warm the oil, cream, water, sugar to blood heat, and the milk. Use a little to cream the yeast, which we did. Add to the flour to make a yeasty batter, which we have. Beat in well until smooth, which we've done. Cover the bowl and leave to rise at room temperature for 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, so we're going to have to come back, and then we beat down with a spoon, cover again in a warm place to recover for another 30 minutes, and then cook pikelets one at a time and about 6 inches across on a lightly greased, moderately hot griddle. And the holes will appear very quickly. Cook both sides for a pale golden brown colour. Okay then? So we will be back shortly with the second half of the pikelets. Okay then, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Alright then, I'll see you soon.